Oh, thank you for the resub, by the way, Thickster. Chat, I was here this whole time. I didn't just wake up, right? I don't know, Thickster. If you just woke up, you almost missed poem reading. You know, as much as I love Monika, let's go like a wild card. Let's like go with Natsuki first. Maybe let's go with a wild card and go with Natsuki. Couldn't even bring myself to do it. I'm sorry. Actually, wait, poem sharing doesn't matter. Why are we sitting? I was like, why are we sitting here acting like the who you choose to share your poem with first matters? I was like, it doesn't even matter. I should start with Monika. She's eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know I'm trying hard. We all pretended like poem sharing mattered in the game. We all played the base game. Poem sharing order doesn't matter.
Hi, Zero. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and all, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring it up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled.
Anyway, would you like to share your poem with me? It's a little embarrassing, but I guess I have to do it.
You came up with the activity.
Don't worry, Zero. We're a little embarrassed today, you know? We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that kind of barrier that we'll all learn to overcome soon enough.
Yeah, that's true. Handing Monika my poem.
Good job, Zero. Although I find some classic beginner's mistakes, I couldn't help but be more and more surprised as I read it. It's very metaphorical. I don't quite know why, but I didn't expect you to write something so profound.
You didn't see the first one.
I guess it just underestimated you.
It always makes everything easier when people have low expectations of me. So, it always shows when I make the slightest effort.
That's cheating. Anyway, the thing is, it worked out for you. You knew that Yuri likes this way of writing, right? She loves to read things full of imagery and symbolism. Something very different from Sayori's writing, who loves simple and to the point words describe the happiness or sadness. Yuri loves her readers to be left wondering about the meaning of her words.
I guess the happiness of sadness. I guess that does work, actually. That sentence does work. Describe the happiness of sadness, yeah. My bad.
It's challenging to write like that and have it work. It allows so much for people to feel something when they read them. Although in one part of your poem, I couldn't help but think of Sayori. Don't pay too much attention to me. But in my view, you made a balanced poem between the likes of Sayori and Yuri. Something to commend, considering it could take years of practice, something Yuri seems to have. Although I've never asked her.
I'm nowhere near her level. I'm nowhere near her level, but nowhere near. So true. I'm just so nowhere near it. I gotta say it twice.
Don't worry about it. You go at your own pace. Keep exploring and learning as you try new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of new things. A lot of different things. I'm not questioning my ability to adapt, but I think it's going to take me quite a while to get comfortable with it all.
It's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. It's the best way to find your own style. I'm sure the others already have their styles more defined. I recommend that to find your own style, you don't follow a specific one. Remember that it's okay to follow advice, but never try to copy someone else's style. Don't force yourself to write that the way others want you to write. You also don't have to impress anyone or anything like that.
And I think Monika will be the type of person to help someone she's known for a few days. Using my own cards against me. It always gets easier when people have low expectations of me.
Anyway, would you like to read my poem? Don't worry, I'm not very good at it.
You seem pretty sure of yourself for someone who says she's not very good at it.
Well, it's just that I have to look like I'm sure of myself. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? We're all human here. Believe it or not, here is the most human feeling we have.
I see. Well, let me read it then. Damn, that means Kafka isn't human at all. Oh, where are we going? Ah! What? Oh, hey! I wanted to read it!
Well, I'm not sure I know how to say it. I guess you could say I've had an epiphany of sorts recently.
Oh, is she aware? I didn't even think about that. It's just, I was like, is she actually aware in this mod?
It's influenced my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, sort of. I'm a little nervous about talking about deep stuff like that because it kind of comes on strong. Maybe after all, more friends? Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you're writing a poem or a story, and your brain gets too fixated on a particular point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you will never move forward. Force yourself to get something down on paper, and then you can fix it. Another way to look at it is this. If you keep the pen in the same place for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and let yourself go. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
I actually have used that advice. It actually is pretty good advice, funnily enough. That's like, it actually is pretty decent advice. Like, if you feel like you're stuck when it comes to like writing something and you don't really know how to go, just go with what you think is best and then just keep going, and you can just go back and fix it later. Like, that advice is actually pretty good. Should I show my poem to now? I guess we'll just work our way up. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes light up.
Surprising.
Huh? What was that?
Sorry for the question, Zero. This is your first poem, isn't it? What experience do you have writing?
Well, it's my second poem, technically, but I did the first one and this one just yesterday. So, just as if it was my first poem.
And why did you do 2 poems?
Let's say that the first one turned out to be very personal.
Oh, I can understand you. Poems have to carry a part of the writer.
Yuri looks at me, and then looks at my poem again.
I have to praise you. Despite it being very obvious that you're a beginner, you have done quite well. If we compare the first time I tried to do a poem with this one, the difference is evident.
Well, that's quite a compliment coming from you.
Well, I know. I just wanted to say,
Yuri loses the thread, unable to find an excuse. She runs her finger through the words of the poem, as if breaking it down further.
Yes. Okay. This is the reason I was able to say it. There are specific writing habits that are often typical of new writers. And since I've been there myself, I've learned to spot them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to choose a writing style independent of the subject matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened.
When Sayori finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor changes completely. Her stuttering disappears completely, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques for writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the hardest part. It may take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club will give you valuable feedback. Although Natsuki may be a little biased.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't talk about people like that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, okay, we just skip reading their poems, but yeah. With Monika's, it was a little interesting, because Monika had some dialogue that wasn't vanilla, but Yuri so far seems very much completely vanilla with, like, the minus mentions from us about the second poem we wrote. But so far, Yuri seems to be very vanilla. But yeah, Monika's, the tangent Monika goes on about writing for, like, oneself and stuff, that one I'm pretty sure wasn't in the game. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure that, like, mini tangent Monika goes on in the middle. Like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the game. But, yeah, so far, Yuri kind of got the short end of the stick.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this.
Also, the part where she mentions about us writing a compound poem between Sayori and Yuri was also new.
But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep trying hard for you, Zero.
Me too.
Hey, Zero. I don't know if you'd like it, but can we set up an outing sometime?
Oh, what's she doing? She got her hands behind her back. What? What? There's a silence in my head that for others in seconds. For me, it's an eternity trying to process my current situation. Yuri just asked me out? Sure. When are you free?
I have this Thursday off. So it might be a good day to go out for a drink.
Sure, there's a coffee shop near my house. Do you like the idea?
Sounds great.
Never mind, this is new.
Could you give me your number so you can give me the address?
Okay, she's adorable. Sure. Wait, how many times I made it clear in this? How many times I made it clear in this conversation? I'm very nervous. Do you have your phone to save my number? Or without saying a word, pulls her phone out of her pocket and hands it to me. Quickly put in my phone number, quickly check if it's okay, and hand it to her.
Thank you very much, Zero.
Here leaves my sight, after taking her phone. Aren't you supposed to get the girl's number? I just realized, like, we did the opposite. I was like, yeah, wait, we did exactly the opposite. Yuri asked us out. We didn't ask Yuri out. Yuri asked us out, bro. What the hell? Wait, what is it? Yuri leaves my sight shortly after taking his phone. This has turned out 1,000 times better than I expected. All right. Shake, 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 shake the maracas. Oh, Monika's in chat. Damn, they left dev mode on? Yeah, they did. Shaking the maracas. Well, that's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little abrupt. Well, excuse me. Not that I said it was bad. Just didn't evoke any emotion. But it is to be commended. You could learn a thing or two from me, and you could get better. Like, what could I learn from you? Yeah, this is definitely different. Natsuki smug, pulls out her poem and reads it quickly.
Shit. You're supposed to show me a silly poem and make me say, ha, well, it's not that good, but let me show you what real literature's like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets stuck in her throat.
No, you're so... It's just, you don't understand anything, do you? I've already told you, you don't need to go announcing it around the world like you're so smug.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want me to slap you?
I'll pass.
Ugh. Well, anyway, I guess I have to show you mine. Not that you're going to like it.
I don't know what you mean, bro. Eagles can fly goes hard.
But another nice thing about plain writing is that it gives more weight to the wordplay. As if you set up a rhyme at the end, but made it miss on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line.
So you did. I guess it was more than I realized.
That's being a pro. I'm glad you learned something. You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not.
Decided to play along with her. I decided to play along with her on that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki feels proud, then I'm not going to take it away from her. I didn't even know she was the youngest one until she said this. I like how MC says that, but he doesn't yet point out the fact he's like, I didn't even know she was the youngest. Kind of figured how small she was. And even then, according to Dan, they're all the same age, so Natsuki's like youngest by months. Natsuki was born in like November. Poor girl.
Oh my god! This is so good, Zero!
Huh?
I love it! I had no idea you're such a good writer.
Sayori, you must be exaggerating a lot. I'm not a good writer at all. I also have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez.
Plus, I like that you handled the metaphor of the birds and the heart. It was so cute.
Yuri's opinion was much more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Huh? Well, I'm sure that's partly why. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Zero poem.
Hold up, was that in the vanilla? Does he say this if you shared poems with Yuri before you shared poems with Sayori in the vanilla game? I never knew that like this is said if that is the case. That's actually like a really cool attempt. Because I know there's a lot of different stuff like that. The only one I think I remember is the one where Natsuki takes your poem. If you share with Natsuki first, like she's like tries to take your poem, and then you're like, well, Natsuki, I kind of have to read with everybody. Like, I do know there's a lot of other ones with the other things. I actually didn't know this was in the game, though. That's kind of cool. Still learning new stuff about this game.
It's a 0 poem. And that makes it very special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
I'm so glad just that you wrote one. Just reminds you that you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Well, of course.
Well, it's actually not my first poem. It was paralyzed by my confession.
It's not your first poem? Of all the people I know, I never thought you'd be a writer since before the club.
Actually, I only did 2 poems yesterday. I haven't done any poems since before.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Believe it or not, I'm still not doing very well, but that doesn't mean I'm going to break my promise.
See, it's like I said before, Zero. Deep down, you're not at all selfish, you know? Trying new things like this for others. That's something only really good people do.
Thank you, Sayori. Not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here. Or even the meaning of the poem. On the other hand, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Come to think of it, did I tell Sayori about my future date with Yuri? First, I doubt it'd be considered a date. And second, Sayori would annoy me for that, so it'd be better not to tell her until the time is right.
Yeah. And I'll make sure you have a lot of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, gonna hold you to it then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, won't you? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Yeah, well now I'm actually curious. I actually wonder if the mod developer coded... Now I'm curious about something. Hold up. Ah, yeah, surely Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Oh, wow. Maybe even Natsuki's. Yeah, there's a... So again, I don't... That sounds like that was in the base game. But I'm not sure, because the surely Yuri's opinion's more constructive than this. That sounds like it was in the base game. But I could be totally wrong. I know the date definitely wasn't, so now I'm curious about what she says there. Yeah, it just doesn't bring up the date. Oh, so they actually coded it to where it... Oh, that's clever. Okay, so actually, I was actually curious if they coded it that far. It definitely wasn't. Did you share with Sayori first? Because I'm assuming she only would say... I'm assuming she only says that if you share with Sayori. I'm assuming she would only say it if you shared with her first. So does that mean... Did you share with Sayori first, Monika, to prove this? Monika's in the chat.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get in a bad mood.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing it to me.
This has been a lot of fun. Monika's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'm looking forward to it. Although I did ask Sayori if she did the poem just today morning. Something doesn't quite add up for me. I feel like there's a hidden meaning. Something she wants me to go out and play? Something that's taking the sleep out of your eyes? For you, I would sleep forever.
You should go with one of the other girls to share your poem.
Oh, right. I'm 90% sure I have before and I don't remember it. Could be wrong though. I'm not an expert like you, Pookie. That's where I'm like, I don't recall ever sharing. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I remember sharing my poem with Sayori first. But it also sounds familiar. Damn, I don't know. Someone in the comments of this video will probably correct us. Also, now chat's laughing at Pookie. Why did you do this?
Okay, everyone.
Okay, everybody! Who is this? We have Monika at home. Monika at home.
Okay, everybody. We've already shared our poems. You're all free to go home since club and activity time is over. You can stay for one more hour if you like.
Hour? What? Oh my god. Usually just like you can stay for like a few minutes. You can stay for a whole other hour.
Since I'll be here for a while. That said, I wish everyone a happy day.
A happy day. Monika, after that monologue, sits down at the teacher's desk and pulls out some sheets and books out of her bag. I can imagine that in this hour that we can stay, she will be busy doing homework that she has to do. I don't blame her for her decision, because if I was in her place, I wouldn't want to come home to do homework. Plus, it gives the club an extra moment for members to interact with each other, or read extra before they get home. I should take advantage of this time. I think Sayori would be annoyed with me if I left the club early like an antisocial person. I'd like to talk a little more with Yuri, to be honest. We can make the exit more clear and also talk about anything. Although I wouldn't mind being quiet next to her doing nothing. I think with Yuri, it feels like I'm in a very comfortable blanket. Why are we saying all this out loud? Natsuki's just like standing next to us, just like, are you okay? Why are you saying all of this? With my eyes, I look for Yuri to know where in the room she is. And when I see a corner, and when I look around a corner, there she is. Okay, they also seem to keep messing up the gender because there keeps being he's when it's supposed to be she's. She seems to be reading a book. Wait, isn't that the book she gave me today? Oh! I don't think this is the book. Alright, I think we could just, like, ignore it, right? Okay. There we go. Let's just move on. That didn't happen. And I'm right. The book she gave me this morning is still in my bag. When I look at Yuri, Yuri has noticed my presence.
Oh, Zero, what can I do for you?
Hi, Yuri. Excuse the boldness, but isn't that the book you gave me this morning?
Yeah, about that. How I said I wanted to give you the Markov portrait so you could read it together with Presso. But when I gave you Prisoner, I realized I needed something to read, and I was reading Markov's portrait again. The thing is, today I wanted to give you Markov's portrait so that you would feel welcome.
Wait, so there's two different books? So there's a book called Markov's Portrait and Portrait of Markov? Are they sequels? Are they part of the same series?
But I didn't want to run out of anything to read, and since the library was close by.
I understand, Yuri. And you don't know how glad I am to hear that from you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's, unknown attribute. Oh, no. I mean, every time we talk, I feel like I'm comfortable around you. And I feel like we both... What? Forget it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I suddenly said that.
I'm sorry, too.
What?
Be more comfortable when you're around.
Yuri?
Won't you join my reading?
Diggo? What's happening? I don't know what's going on. That's definitely a Spanish word. It probably is. Am I having a stroke? No, DJ, I don't think you are. It's just... This is why grammar is very important. This is why it is very important to have a proofreader. It means I say. Okay, so it is a Spanish word then. I say. So yeah. So it's just I say.
The truth doesn't matter if we don't talk. I think we enjoy our time to read. Plus, we can comment on what happens in the book.
I would love to, Yuri. But shouldn't it matter that I haven't finished Prezzo yet? I mean, I should finish it before I start reading another book, right?
Don't worry. It'll just be a quick and short read. I don't think you'll lose the thread of Prisoner because of this.
Can you at least tell me what it's about? If I remember correctly, you recommended the books to me so enthusiastically, but you didn't tell me what they were about other than they were horror.
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans the spine with her eyes. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the cover.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a high school girl who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really weird. She's the target of these people who escape from a prison of human experiments. And while her life is in danger, she has to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life begins to fall apart.
That's a bit... It's a little dark, isn't it? Yuri made it seem like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark twist came out of nowhere. Yuri laughed softly all of a sudden.
Aren't you a fan of that kind of thing, Zero?
No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri likes that kind of thing. So shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that kind of story. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. Then all of a sudden, when you thought you identified with the protagonist, they're made to look naive for letting their one-sided morality interfere with the villain's plans. Sometimes given cases where the antagonist is the one who is right, but for reasons of ethics and morals is pitted against the protagonist. You think someone would kill 100 people so that a bigger villain wouldn't kill more?
Hiritsugu?
A hero wouldn't think that is his first choice, risking to save everyone, without anyone dying but causing future problems. And someone who only seeks the best for his people would rather sacrifice. You have to put yourself in their point of view to understand them. The hero wants to save everyone regardless of future consequences. And someone who wants to protect his people would not risk antagonizing someone who can kill them whenever they want. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Being honest, you had me pretty entertained with your ramblings.
So I guess that's okay. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I forget to pay attention to others. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something weird. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
That's it. I really don't think you should worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
Indeed. I better start reading it, hadn't I? But I should start reading, shouldn't I think is what I meant to be.
No need.
I'm yawning, help! Do I have permission to test out the on-screen celebration channel points reward? It seems to by description exploding on screen. It's a channel points reward now? Oh, I gotta make that bigger points. I mean, you could try it. I mean, the people watching on YouTube won't see it. It's just the stream will be it. Only the stream people will see it. YouTube sitting there being like, oh man. What are you saying? A moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me take the book. Quickly take the book from her hands, feeling a slight rubbing. Yuri's hands are soft. Okay, it's okay if I sit here, right? Slide into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yes.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that it's something I'm not very used to. I mean, reading in the company of someone.
I see. Apparently when you said to read together, you said it without thinking about how it might feel. I don't know whether or not to worry about Yuri's priorities. Or that I've been the priority. Well, tell me if I end up distracting you or something.
Okay.
I open the book and begin the prologue. So I understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's like I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Not a particularly bad thing. Maybe it's a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. I see Yuri out of the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. She seems to be reading my book instead.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
Do I? I really don't mean to. I'm sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? Set my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of us.
I guess so.
Yuri shyly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little, our shoulders almost touch. With my left arm getting in the way, so I use my right to hold the book open. I guess that makes it a little difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after turning it to her side. But by holding it like that, we're snuggling even closer together than before. And this is becoming, vanilla. I might start doing little clickies, but it's just to kind of, this is just kind of the same. We start. This wasn't in the game. I don't to keep up with her. Not the used to reading. Yeah, that's right. At least I could do. You've been so patient with me. Yeah, this is all in the base game. Ready to turn page. As soon as she's finished, what I do, so I turn willingly, continue the chapter. Turn each phase like into an exchange. Some releases. Hey, Yuri, this may be silly, but the leading rate measure you. You think so? I'm away. Guess she's more direct, but she has questions. Various others like here it's I read, reminiscences, mannerisms I see. Remain silent, but zero. That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Shame on you for thinking that. Wait, I didn't mean it bad. I'm sorry. I didn't really know you're self-conscious. I guess I'd rather admit it's kind of cute. What are you saying? Thank you. There we go. Yeah, that was all basically vanilla. That's not vanilla. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that error showed up when it's all vanilla dialogue. I don't know how that works. Like, what? I hear Monika's bell again, which probably means it's time to go. Thank you for your time, Yuri. I really enjoyed the time I spent with you.
You're welcome, Zero. The pleasure's all mine.
By the way, about this exit, the time and address of the cafe, I'll pass them to you when I get home. Ask that when you get home. I ask that when you get home. What is he saying? Why is he saying exit? What? Write me to save your number.
I'll do it as soon as I get reception on my cell phone. Bye, Zero. See you tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I'm taking my stuff to go home. It has been an amazing day. Say amazing is an understatement. And honestly, I'm really sleepy and I can't think of anything else. Glad I'm spending time with Yuri. If you think that soon, I'll have a date with her. I was afraid I was going to ruin it, but it worked out fine. I can't wait to get home. It's been a very tiring day socially.
Hey! Natsuki and I were talking, and we made a deal that includes you.
Oh no, they didn't. Oh no, happily. Now, what did you get me into, Sayori?
Nothing bad. You should just listen to some albums by a band called Radiohead and catch up with Doki Chronicles.
Radiohead? I can't believe blue text boxes and Radiohead are just go hand in hand, huh?
If you do that, she'll be a better person with you.
A better person with me?
Don't you think I got you a pretty good deal?
Sorry. Tell me the details later. I just want to get home and get some sleep. So I'm assuming. So wait, she made a deal with Natsuki that she'll be nicer to me if I fucking read a manga and listen to a fucking band? It's funny. I'm tired. My social battery is completely drained.
Oh, you must be very tired of spending this time with Yuri. You must have really enjoyed really enjoyed your time with Yuri, didn't you?
Can't really deny it.
But not funny if you already accept it. Wait, you accept it? Hey, Zero, don't ignore me. So do you like Yuri?
I think I would rather have Sayori kept bothering me, and then now she's like, she's crazy trying to get information about me. Getting information out of me about. Trying to correct this is annoying. So I think I would rather have Sayori kept bothering me than now. She's like crazy trying to get information out of me about why I like Yuri. There needs to be a comma somewhere. Did I tell her about the date?
Tell me.
I think that's better in time. What do you want me to tell you, Sayori? You want me to explain my feelings or what?
Mallow.
What?
Tell me. Did you fall in love at first sight? What do you like about her? Are you planning to invite her somewhere?
Shit. Is this a question between friends or an interrogation?
Just answer.
Well, let's just say that in it of itself, I didn't fall in love at first sight. I would call it more of an interest.
Zero. You're a liar.
But
Don't change the subject.
yes, when I saw her at first sight, I thought she's like an angel. And I don't deny that I was mesmerized by her appearance. Jeez, freaking you say that when you first see people? What's wrong with you? And about what I like about her.
Yeah?
I don't know how to say it, but yeah, something I like about her is almost all her way of being. Don't you ever have that feeling that when you see a person, you know instantly that you can trust them just by looking at them? That feeling went through my head like a bolt of lightning when I saw her.
Aw. How adorable. My friends being a couple.
Sayori and I have barely known. Oh, Sayori, I've barely known Yuri for 2 days. Look at my hopes up like that. The and doesn't need to be there.
Don't worry, Zero. Even a blind man knows that Yuri feels the same way about you. Even someone like me.
Self-insult or flattery?
Hey, don't make me overthink it. We're already out of school. Especially when you still have something to answer.
I'm in trouble. Should I be honest with Sayori? Oh. I don't see no point in that. Hey, lying will just cause more issues. Be honest. Believe it or not, Sayori, I can't answer your question.
Don't be evil.
Because I already have a date planned with Yuri. I guess I shouldn't have been so direct. I just shot her a very...
You have a date with Yuri?
It's more of a casual outing between friends.
Wait. This is a lot to process.
Not really. I'm just having an outing with Yuri on... What day was it? Thursday, wasn't it?
When did you agree to go out?
Remember when we were sharing our poems? When Yuri and I finished reading our poems, she asked me to go out somewhere. And we agreed to meet at a cafe near her house.
A cafe that opened recently?
Exactly that one.
It'd be a pity if someone arrived on the day of your appointment at the cafe.
Sayori, please don't. Okay, she's making me regret it.
I'm just kidding. I could help you so that doesn't actually happen.
What? You're gonna disguise yourself so that no one we know will come into the cafe?
Exactly.
I'm regretting it. I'm instantly regretting the decision.
Haven't you seen the movies? Always when the couple's in a romantic moment, someone comes in and interrupts them.
I didn't know you watch romance movies, Sayori.
That's not the point. Besides that, it's like when Monika rings her bell to say the club time is over. Hasn't it happened to you that you were in a moment with Yuri and that bell rings?
Actually, yeah. It could happen.
And we continue this conversation over the phone.
And why is that?
Because we're here.
Bruh. I think that meant to say duh. I'm assuming that meant to say duh, but it says bruh. I could barely tell we'd been walking for a while now, but the thread of the conversation made me forget about how much further we were. And all I was doing was following Sayori.
I could tell you're really into it.
Yeah.
See you later, Zero.
See you later, Sayori. This conversation went better than I expected. After saying without almost thinking about the consequences that a date with Yuri would have to Sayori, I came to think that it would generate a scandal. Luckily, Sayori seems to have matured quite a bit in that respect. Again, we're talking to ourselves out loud. At least long monologues. You can have little dialogues for him to say to himself out loud, but he just talks, he just monologues himself out loud. I should prioritize a day to spend with Sayori and talk seriously about how she's been feeling. Get up and think of all the times I've ignored the Sayori thing while I open the door. As I get to the living room, I think about throwing my backpack on the couch like every day. Yeah, something stops my muscular memory as I remember. My muscular memory? My memory's buff! Doing the poem. With the backpack still in my bag, I'm on my back, I grab something from the fridge and go to my room. Once I'm in my room, I throw my bag on the bed before I think about what I'm going to do next. I have a pending conversation with Sarah and Yuri. Should text me so I can save her number, start talking about going out. I have to do the poem by tomorrow. I trust Sarah not to write me right now. If she gets home, she lies down to sleep and then does her chores. The only things left to do are to wait for Yuri's message to do the poem. Definitely not up to me whether Yuri writes to me, since she's the one with my number. Is my phone ringing? With excitement, I quickly put it on my pocket, thinking it's Yuri. Oh, no number? It's Yuri! Oh my god. Oh, look at the little phone dial! Oh, that's cute. Look at the little phone text box. That's cute. There's a little Yuri on the bottom right. The only slight negative I can say is I think the little call thing can be moved because it's right behind the quick menu. But that's actually a neat little idea to actually customize the text box to give a phone text box instead. Because other mods have had a giant visual of the phone on screen when they're calling someone. But yeah, this one's got they changed the text box. That's clever. That's actually a clever way of differentiating being on the phone and not being on the phone. Clever. I might actually keep that in mind. Maybe with the 300 bits headlocker, I appreciate it. Goddamn. Chat, if Yuri called you, would you answer? What kind of question is that? Who's gonna be like, no! I don't want to talk to Yuri.
Hello? I'm talking to Zero?
Yes? Who is this? This more as a joke than to confirm that it's Yuri since her voice says it all, but I want to see where this is going. Hear a sigh of relief to the other end of the call.
I'm quite glad you answered. Just as you said, I wanted to write you as soon as I had the chance.
Sure, Yuri. You don't know how glad I am that you called me.
About that. The topic of the call.
Oh, sure. I didn't really have anything to do on a Thursday after school other than do the poem. When it's after school, it'll be fine.
I don't have anything due on Thursday either, except the poem. How about 5 p.m.? That way we'd have time for our... Would you mind if I call him? Would you mind if I call it date?
Yes, no problem. About the location, I'll text you when we finish the call. Or do you have a piece of paper near you?
Yes, I have something right here down on my desk.
It's just a quotation mark. Oh. I was like, why is this a quotation mark? I'm like, oh, it's so that he doesn't have to actually give a address. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like you could have put like, I write down, I give Yuri the address of the date, you know.
Noted.
I also want to talk about what we're going to do.
I
mean about what we're going to do before and after we get to the cafe.
You mean like going home after we get to the cafe?
No, of course not. I mean like walking to your house, going to a nearby park, or just doing something after coffee.
The truth is, after our date, I have to go home alone. So if we're going to stay really late, could you accompany me home?
Sure, no problem. What do you say after coffee we go to a nearby park? Sarah and I used to go to that park when we were little.
I love the idea. So Thursday at 5 o'clock at the cafe?
Affirmative.
I'm glad I got to talk to you. Got to talk to you some more, Zero.
Likewise, Yuri. See you tomorrow.
See you later. See you tomorrow.
Why would you say see you later and see you tomorrow? You know what? That's a Yuriism. I don't care. That's not a grammar problem. That's a Yuri thing. She awkwardly doesn't know how to end conversations. Phew. With everything settled, I can do the poem without worry. However, what should I do the poem about this time? I mean, the last time I just got carried away and the girls complimented my poem. Letting myself go. Love. Greed. I could apply the recommendations that Yuri and Natsuki gave me. I mean, Yuri's not for Natsuki's sake. But I think that the kind of poems I'm addressing don't fit with her advice. Human brains sometimes becomes incomprehensible to the naked eye. I think I'll let myself go this time. And I might even do another poem again. For Yuri! Several things on my mind, besides my time with Yuri, my conversation with Sayori. Greed. I really do it because I want to or because I love it? Because I want it or because I love it? It's a good theme for the poem. At least the theme in mind and several sub-themes thanks to today. I'm ready to make the poem. One hour later. Greed from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Greed! Hey, kid. Certainly. Greed. Natural as a tree in a meadow. Natural as humans, we always want more. More. Natural that we always want something we long to have. Natural just to satisfy that want. Natural when we have it, we almost always don't do what we said we would do with it. We already fulfill the time we promised to dedicate to it. Despite knowing that, the man still wants more, even though he knows that he'll probably give it up. He feels bad not having it. When the man is offered money, he wants it. But when he is asked what he'll do with the money, naturally he doesn't know. Do we desire things with reasons to be justified? No. And now, the man wants a partner. Think it is for his greed or for his loneliness? Is it greed to want to be loved? An act of selfishness? Man is so mysterious and so bipolar. It's hard to accept it. But we are him, in love. To love and to want are not synonymous. To want is a desire, and loving is a feeling. It's a good result for my first few times. Could I improve? Certainly could. The important thing about the process is not to force it. Learn from it and move forward with the mistakes, though. Show us the right path. We're just starting to sound like Monika. I will say this about this mod. It's got some nice poems. Yuri might have forgotten something. Sayori? Even though I'm not the person I expected, I can't be disappointed my best friend calls me.
Hello?
Sayori. It's beginning to think you'd forgotten about our conversation.
Never! I was just finishing up some homework so I'd be completely free. Now quote me. I need all the context of your date with Yuri.
Just finished talking to Yuri about that. We already agreed to meet at the cafe at 5 after school. From there, we go to the park we used to go to when we were little, and at the end, I walk her home.
Wow, that's very romantic. I'm sure you suggested walking her home. Or don't I get it?
or don't I get... What does that mean, Sayori? Or don't I get it? Oh. Even if you don't believe me, she said she was the one who asked me to walk her home. Since she comes to the cafe alone, I couldn't let her walk home so late at night either.
How gentlemanly. You'll make me blush.
Sayori, what a shit.
So what time are you going?
I already told you, 5 o'clock.
You have to go half an hour earlier to be the one to greet her. As a girl, I would like to be told X time and be left waiting.
Are you a girl?
This is serious, Zero.
Okay, so we get to the cafe at 4:30. You stay outside, keeping an eye out for anyone who you know besides Yuri. And what else? Are you also going to follow us to the park and her house?
Maybe. I'm sure you wouldn't like the idea of going alone from Yuri's house to yours. Except you don't want me to go with you so you can stay at their house. Except you don't want me to go with you so you can stay at her house. Just hit first date and he's already going to his crush's house. They grow up so fast.
Although I want to shut Sayori up for that stupid superstition of me staying at Yuri's house. I can't help it that the sight of being with her and sleeping on her couch is a nice thing to think about. Just imagine sleeping cold up to her, wrapping her arms around my torso.
Aww. So that's what love is like when you kept thinking.
What? Ah! I'm hurting myself trying to read some of these.
So that's what love is like. That you kept quiet thinking about that possible scenario. What does that mean? The words, it hurts. I'm trying to formulate sentences.
So that's what love is like.
I don't know.
That's what love is like.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix that. I don't know. I don't know. Just leave it at that.
You really know me well. Okay, so I guess that one wasn't in her monologue. He was saying all that out loud, though.
Who do you think I am? Oh, by the way, have you listened to Natsuki songs yet?
You never told me what they were. You never told me what they were.
Yeah, I told you. The deal was to catch you up on Doki Chronicles and listen to some Radiohead songs. Then what are you waiting for? Natsuki always recommends Radiohead to me, so I know you'll like it.
But Sayori...
But nothing. Bye, Zero.
I got hung up on again. What a bad habit. According to Sayori, I should listen to Radiohead and catch up with that trendy anime. I could listen to their songs, and now that I remember, Yuri mentioned that her book had a song in Purple Fate. After all this, even if it's like a must-listen to music, it never hurts. Radiohead and Prisoner of Jose J. Alright. That's where we're gonna stop here for now. Waiting for the day to finish. Oh, wait, Monika corrected the sentence. Thinking about the scenario quietly is what love is like. I mean, maybe that's what it was supposed to be. Alright, so... despite a lot of the grammar problems and stuff, I am enjoying myself with the mod. Like, it definitely... So it seems like it's Yuri-focused. It seems like it is a Yuri-focused mod. And it seems like it is basically just, it's pretty standard. MC joins club. MC gets close to one of the girls. But it doesn't seem like it's super standard. Because there's still that really weird... There's that really, weird, dream he had, apparently, and stuff. And then, something was, super rushing. I don't know what's going on with that. And Monika could potentially be aware. Because, I mean, they still mentioned her epiphany. So, I don't know. Maybe she's aware. I'm not sure if she is. So it's one of those, I think it's normal on the outside, but there's definitely something going on underneath. I do kind of wish there wasn't so much vanilla dialogue. And once again, obviously proofreader. But I will say, when the mod actually has lines that I can read, I do enjoy myself. There is some funny lines here and there, and for the most part, everyone's in character. There hasn't been any out of character moments. So, yeah. I'm curious to see what this date will entail. What's gonna happen. I also want to know what's gonna happen with Sayori fucking waiting in the cafe. Can't wait to see her disguise. I can't wait to see Sayori's disguise. But, in any case, if you want to download this mod for yourself, the link will be in the description below. This has been Zero. Peace.
Ahead of us, put your hands up, wave it side to side for good luck.